I want to ask you, would you prefer to be able to control minds or to read minds? Feel free to ask me questions to explain.
Hmm.
So think about it. Like in one scenario, you can only read what people are actually thinking, but in the other scenario, you can control them. Like you can make them these sort of lifeless husks that just obey you, right? But you'll never really know what they really feel or believe. You can only control them.
Right. So, I mean, if you could control minds, then you could get whatever you want, probably, right? I mean,
Well, I would say that in either case, you can get whatever you want. You just have to be maybe a little bit more creative. But it's more direct if you can control minds, right? Like if you want to sleep with a super hot woman, you can just make her sleep with you if you can control minds.
right. And then how would you accomplish that if you could only read her
If
minds?
you could only read minds, you couldn't make her do it, but you could maybe just encounter enough people and sort of know what buttons need to be pressed for them to be attracted to you, right? Because you could sort of tell what they're thinking at every single
Wait,
moment.
wait, but you can't, I mean, you can't change your physical appearance though. So maybe
No,
they're
you
just not,
cannot. You
yeah,
cannot. So let's say you're super ugly, then it's probably hopeless. I
yeah,
mean, it depends. It depends on what your opinion is. If you're super black pilled like us, we'd say that, hey, if you're just too ugly, then it's hopeless. It's never going to happen for you.
yeah.
But
So,
if
so
if you're
controlling minds would be,
but
I
not
think it,
everybody but not everybody agrees with that position, right? Some people think that if you had good game and you said the right things, then you can make people fall in love with you, whatever. It's a difference of opinion.
hmm.
And again, don't only think about it as whether you could sleep with hot women, because there's obviously other uses here. There's other
Well,
utility.
well, you could get whatever you want. I mean, it's if you could control minds.
You could, but you couldn't get the genuine people, right? What would happen? What would happen? It's almost here's how I would. Well, why don't you give an answer first so I don't pollute your answer?
Hmm. I think maybe my gut would have been to control minds, but if you think about it a little bit, I feel like if you could read minds, that might result in a more interesting life.
So, what is your preference?
I would still probably go with control minds, but
Controlling
it's
minds is obviously more powerful.
yeah.
Like you can really piece together A to B how this would work out for you. But the only thing that I would caution if you choose that route is that I think controlling minds would be sort of like when you play a video game and you get a cheat code that's way too powerful. Is that game fun anymore?
Yeah, that's what I meant by life would be more interesting if you.
Right. So, like, yes, you would get exactly what you want from every single person, but they would just kind of be like lifeless husks walking around under your control, right? Whereas if you can just read minds, it still seems more interactive. It would be sort of like there's still a game to it, there's still an art to it. And you would still be getting the genuine them. It's just that you would have insight into what the genuine them is, right?
Yeah, it's a little like Groundhog Day.
Is it?
Except
How?
you don't need to, I mean, you'll get the outcome that you want, except you don't need to do all this experimentation,
Oh,
right?
right, 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 right. So the people are real. It's just you have insight that's beyond normal.
Yeah.
So reading minds is you would still get kind of a real life experience, I think. Whereas if you controlled minds, it would become this too powerful cheat code where honestly the people walking around you would be lifeless husks. And how enjoyable would that be? Would it even be enjoyable for you to be,
But you wouldn't,
powerful or rich? I don't know.
sure, but you wouldn't have to, use it on everyone around you, right?
No, but here's the thing. Whenever I played a game where I had a super powerful cheat code, I really abused it until it was not a get fun game for me anymore. That's happened every single time. And I don't know about you. Maybe there's some people who can sort of control it and sort of judiciously, parcel it out, but not me. If I got that powerful cheat code, I just abused it until I didn't feel like playing the game anymore. That's the way I've done it.
I mean, you're probably right about that. I wouldn't
Yeah.
claim to be able to control myself.
Right. I mean, think about the games where you had a cheat code.
Yeah,
you
like
just you just keep using it, right? Like in the
yeah.
Sims, when you could um give yourself like 30,000 bucks. You didn't just say, you know what, I'm gonna give myself $200,000, and then that's a good head start, but no more than that, because then the game won't be interesting, right?
Hmm.
No, what happens is as soon as you need more money, you're like, what the hell? Just throw that cheat code in there again. And then
I mean,
again, and then again, and again, and again.
yeah. I just remember the Konami code, and I couldn't even beat those games with the cheat. So,
Oh, like Contra?
yeah, whatever. I don't know.
Were you able to? You were
I
able to
might
beat
have
Contra with
I
it.
might
Come
have
on,
eventually be
everybody.
able to beat Contra, but yeah, I don't know. It was still challenging even with the cheat, is what I remember. Like I'm thinking, what was the
Up, up, down, down, left, right. BA,
yeah,
BA,
yeah,
select, start.
yeah, but I'm talking about what was the name of there was one of those shooters, space shooters.
I don't remember. I just remember Contra.
Gradius, I think is what it was called.
Yeah.
You remember that game?
Yeah, but I didn't play it.
Okay.
I played Contra with my buddy. And here's the thing though. We did use a cheat code, but we played that game so many damn times, okay? That at some point, out of habit, we kept entering the cheat code. But at some point, we realized we were passing the game without dying.
Hmm.
And so we just said, let's not use a cheat code. Let's just obviously not use it. And of
Mhm.
course, it was fine. We didn't die. But only because we played the game so many times. We
Do you
knew
even remember
exactly when everything would happen. Yeah.
what did the cheat code do for you
It gave
in
you 50
Contra?
lives.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Which is
Did
more
you
than enough to win.
was it your friend's Nintendo or your Nintendo?
We both had a Nintendo. We weren't poor. What
Oh,
are you
okay.
talking about?
Okay. Oh man, those are good old days.
Yeah, the good old days. So we both had one. You know, everyone had one. Well, I guess not everybody had one, but we had one. Anyway, we might cut that out. I don't want everyone to know that we play fucking NES. So, yeah, I think I would want to read minds. I would still get everything. Believe me, I would still get everything I want. That's a very powerful thing to have. But it would be so much more interesting because I would know the true thoughts of people as opposed to them just being sort of lifeless husks that are just walking around according to my instructions.
Would you really be able to get everything you wanted though?
You know what? Maybe you wouldn't be able to get absolutely everything. Like, it depends on what you want, right? If you want everybody to obey you like you're a god,
No, no, no.
then of course maybe you couldn't. But if you just wanted to be rich and famous and influential, yeah, I'm pretty sure that if you read minds, you
That's
would
true. That's true.
definitely get that level, right?
That's true. It's true.
I mean, you couldn't
Even if
control
even
everything, but you can get a lot.
yeah, I mean, even if you weren't like a Chad, basically,
Right. Well,
you would
just think
still you would
it,
still be able to be famous and
right.
powerful enough that it
Well,
wouldn't matter,
well, just
really.
think if you want money, you could easily play poker or any gambling game and you'd easily make money, right? No problem there. And if also in the line of money, if you wanted to like be a famous attorney or be a high-powered business person who like negotiates big deals or whatever, oh well, you would be the best at that. And
Yeah,
word would get around that you're the best at that. And you no
yeah.
problem that in like corporate America, you'll go very, very far very quickly. There's
I
no
mean,
doubt about
yeah,
that.
it is. It's such a superpower that you would stand out in the world,
Right.
basically. Yeah.
You know, and people will say, "Oh well, if we're going to negotiate a high power deal, we need this guy." Like if you want to be an agent to the superstars or whatever, and then have your own company and then negotiate deals for that company, you're going to win every single step of the way. And that sort of aura, halo effect as a winner, it's just going to compound for you. You're going to make money. You're going to be rich. The only problem you're going to have is you're still going to look however you look, right? You're still going to be the height that you are. So depending on how important you think those things are, right? So if you wanted, let's say you were really dead set on this one woman to fall in love with you, well, you can only read her mind. You can't control her mind. So good luck,
I
right?
do think no, but okay. I mean, don't you think that at a certain point, I mean, there are exceptions to the black pill, pretty much. I mean, if you become, you know,
I think so,
powerful
true. Yeah,
and whatever, famous enough,
I think so.
I think you could genuinely have somebody attracted to you, even though
Right.
maybe
And
aren't.
I'm sure being able to read their minds helps. like you can tell what emotional state they're in or what they're looking to get from you at the time, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So that has to help. It can't hurt. Um, you it would just be unfortunate if you were so ugly or so short that it was just like a non-starter.
yeah.
Then maybe I would prefer to control minds. But I'm neither so ugly or so short that I think that I couldn't, get really far from controlling minds or reading minds.
Yeah, yeah.
I would definitely get everything I want. And for people who think that what they want is total control over everyone around them, I refer you to the cheat code analogy, where you might think that what you want is this God mode cheat code. You might think that, but there have been many games where I sought out a God mode cheat code and then I used it and it just ruined the game for me. So you're agreed that you want to read minds. Or did you say control?
Well, I said control, but it wasn't a firm opinion. I think. I
Did
mean,
I convince you that maybe reading minds is better?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Once you control, it's just too much power, you know?